At 16,500 feet above sea level, deep in the Indian Himalayas, the air is thin, the temperatures are sub-zero, and the terrain is unforgiving. Environment that is as beautiful as it is hostile. The air is dangerously thin, and the terrain is utterly unforgiving. Every summer, when the glacial ice retreats, a small, shallow body of water known as Roopkund Lake emerges, and scattered across its rocky shores are the skeletal remains of hundreds of human beings. This is no standard burial ground near an ancient village. There is no permanent human settlement for miles in any direction. Yet at least 500 individuals died here simultaneously, their bones preserved by the extreme cold. The stark presence of a mass grave inside this pristine alpine basin baffled explorers for decades. Science struggled to explain what physical force could have wiped out so many people at once. But the local villagers already had an answer. For centuries, the people of the Garhwal region have undertaken the Nanda Devi Rajjat. It is a grueling, sacred pilgrimage across the high Himalayas, demanding quiet devotion and deep respect for the mountain goddess, Nanda Devi. According to oral history, an ancient king named Jazdaval once joined this pilgrimage, but instead of walking with humility, he treated the journey like a royal parade. He brought a massive entourage with loud musicians, dancers, and his pregnant queen right into the goddess's fragile, sacred domain. Angered by this arrogance, Nanda Devi summoned a furious storm. The legend states she hurled hailstones the size of iron balls down upon the royal procession, wiping them out entirely. Outsiders wrote off this story as a superstitious fairy tale meant to enforce good behavior on the trail. They had no idea that the empirical proof of this legend was quietly waiting under the ice. The investigation reached a turning point in 2019. A massive international team, including researchers from Harvard and the Max Planck Institute, managed to extract usable DNA from the ancient bones. This biomolecular analysis, pulling genetic blueprints directly from centuries-old skeletal tissue, finally provided hard data on the victims. This chart visualizes the radiocarbon dating of the remains, revealing a massive surprise. These people did not die in a single catastrophic event. There are two distinct spikes separated by 1,000 years. One group perished around 800 CE and the other around 1800 CE. This empty space implies Roopkund Lake was a recurring, deadly trap, claiming lives across entirely different eras. The genetic markers of the earlier group pointed to a South Asian origin, which aligns perfectly with the local pilgrimage route. But the bones from the 19th century completely lacked South Asian DNA. Astonishingly, the genomes of that second group matched modern populations from Greece and the Mediterranean. This genetic divide places Mediterranean migrants in the exact same spot as Indian pilgrims, 1,000 years apart. It leaves us to solve how the same physical threat could claim lives from entirely different civilizations. To solve this, researchers shifted their focus away from the DNA and looked at the physical damage left on the skeletons themselves. They performed a detailed pathological analysis of the bones to determine exactly how these people died. They found a specific repeating injury pattern across both groups. Dozens of victims suffered from short, deep, unhealed compression fractures, and these fatal wounds were isolated almost entirely to their skulls and shoulders. This forensic evidence allowed scientists to rule out the usual suspects. There were no cut marks from swords or weapons, there were no lesions indicating an epidemic disease, and the lack of crushing trauma to the lower bodies eliminated an avalanche. Because the impacts came strictly from above, striking the head and neck area with blunt, round force, the shape of the fractures pointed directly to massive, lethal spheres plummeting from the sky. The pathology perfectly matches the iron hailstones from the ancient Garhwali oral history. The curse of Nanda Devi is a highly accurate generational memory of an extreme weather anomaly, a deadly hailstorm that strikes this exact basin with enough force to shatter the human skull. Today, the trail leading to this legendary site cuts through incredibly delicate alpine ecosystems. The high-altitude meadows, known as bugyals, are visually stunning but highly vulnerable to human foot traffic. Unregulated trekking had begun to severely damage this fragile terrain, In response, the local high court intervened, banning overnight camping in the Bugyals to allow the environment a chance to recover. But human foot traffic is only part of the threat. Driven by shifting weather patterns and reduced snowfall, loose moraine material is actively sliding into the basin. The icy waters of Roopkund are physically shrinking. As the surrounding ice melts permanently, the skeletal remains are left exposed to the elements. Without the deep freeze that preserved them for centuries, this invaluable biological time capsule is rapidly degrading. Roopkund serves as a chilling ledger of human fragility. Whether it's an ancient king, a Mediterranean migrant, or a modern trekker, the mountain remains indifferent to origin or intent. At 16,000 feet, we are entirely at the mercy of nature's power.